Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys 1/6 scale MCU Artisan figure unboxing and review. Today, we're taking a look at Black Widow based off her first appearance in the MCU in Iron Man 2. I never owned the original version of this, so I've got no idea what to expect when it comes to the outfit or this hairstyle in 1/6 scale. I'm just keen to get stuck in. Now, I got mine at a discount from Pop Collectibles. I popped a link to their site in the description, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as brand new MCU or Artisan content goes live. Look, it's not to say that I didn't have a chance to pick up the old one over the years. I've thought about it, because I love this look for Natasha Romanoff. It's just that it's a 15-year-old figure, and the years have not been kind to it. Flaking outfits. The proportions are just not up to scratch. And the head sculpt with the old school rooted hair. Too many issues for me to ever want to get that. Needless to say, I'm so freaking happy they decided to make an Artisan version of this look for Black Widow. As for the box art, up front, Black Widow symbol in the middle, and I dig the color scheme. This slightly purple tinted grey background helps all of the red accents pop. This video is brought to you by Justin's Collection.shop, the home of the figure first aid kit, as well as other accessories to help your collection be the best it can be. The first aid kit contains multiple tools to help you with maintenance, styling rooted hair, and much more. We also sell crotch grabbers, soft rubber tips to prevent damage, and they're compatible with most modern Hot Toys base molds. Acrylic risers come in multi-packs. They're optically clear, thick and sturdy, and stackable. Check out the link to Justin's Collection.shop in the description. The unboxing experience reminds me of their first Artisan release, the imposter version of Joker, the Heath Ledger one with the Bale Batman costume. It's a box that's split into two. One section houses the head sculpt, and the other side all the rest of the stuff. You'll see what I mean. Then there's a slipcover over the top. On the side of the box, arc reactor up top, Black Widow logo down the bottom, Iron Man 2, then of course Natasha. In the middle, a shield logo, and then these little techie bits and pieces dotted around the place. It's a rather tall box as well because of the way they've designed it. Around the back, Black Widow logo in the middle, a big one this time in vibrant red. Then we've got warnings and legal information over the top. Okay, slipcover was cool, this is better. I'm all about figure photography on my figure boxes. It just helps amp up the excitement as you're unboxing a piece. Up front, Black Widow herself. On the side, a red shield logo. Round the back, more figure photography, as well as a read-up. Feel free to pause to read. The way they've formatted that text is a bit strange. Flipping open the box, clear window showcasing her body, as well as all of the accessories. Then on the other side, Black Widow's head sculpt. As I've already told you, excitement is high for me when it comes to this Black Widow, because I've been waiting for this outfit for a very long time for her. I also have a lot of questions, and I'm sure you'll do as well. Number one, the rooted hair, is that going to require a lot of styling? I certainly hope not. Number two, the magnetic base, how is that going to work? And number three, the durability of the outfit material. First, in-hand impressions for Black Widow's outfit, and of course the body. So far, so good. It feels similar to what they were doing with Spidey, the MCU ones. We'll get stuck in a little bit later. What we're going to do now is get all of her accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything she comes with. Starting off with the display base first. This being a brand new mold, and their first attempt at an in-art style magnetic display base, unless I'm forgetting about one previously. I didn't know what to expect, but right off the bat, visually speaking, it's beautiful. The airbrush shading in the grout sections for the tiles, that stuff is sculpted and indented. There's speckling over the top, edge detail all the way around with these frosted plastic sections and the cutouts, making it look like there's windows, as well as the indented bits on the sub base and the sculpted Black Widow nameplate. Love all of it. However, functionality-wise, foam pads on the bottom to keep this from sliding around on the shelf, but the top platform, this entire surface, is magnetic. That is a good thing, because that means you can pose Black Widow anywhere on the base and she'll stick to it, but the high gloss finish that they've gone with, you could see it, it makes this very slippery. And the magnets are not the strongest in the world, so getting her to stand on this base and not slide around is very tricky. I know this is probably accurate to the linoleum flooring tiles in the Hammertech facility in the movie where we see Black Widow kick ass. I wouldn't have minded a matte finish for this, just to make it a lot more grippy than it currently is. This is the special edition bonus accessory. I'm not going to use it. It's a reference to the party scene. Black Widow, or Natasha, or Natalie Rushman at that point, wasn't even wearing her full combat suit outfit, so this doesn't make a ton of sense. It's a neat inclusion, though. I don't think it's special edition or bust with this. It's an Iron Man Mark IV gauntlet, detail on the inside, gold around the edge, this satin finish for the red, there's some silver chipping and speckling, and we get two switch out hands. Repulsor blasting one, with the wrist peg port at an angle, and a relaxed-ish open palm sort of gesture. Then they've hit the repulsor section with supposedly UV reflective paint. It doesn't work, and honestly, doesn't really look very good. When it comes to weapons, this is an aux cable. It's a 1/6 scale aux cable. It's just rubbery plastic. We've got sculpted plastic tips done in a shiny metallic silver. You could use this to make it look like she's about to garrote someone, I suppose. 4 Black Widow taser discs, the expanded ones with the red detail work front and back, and the collapsed versions, they can actually slot into pockets on her belt. Not super securely, at least you can store them. Little can of pepper spray, no label detail work, just 2 yellow rectangles, but the trigger section up top does have some red paint apps to it, and there's a sculpted nozzle. Oh, Hot Toys already with the James Bond reuse. This is James Bond's Walther. You can tell because it's got the Walther style flag logo up front. It doesn't say Walther, it actually says Wanted, which is quite weird, but their way around licensing. Surely Natasha Romanoff was using a Makarov in the movie, not a Walther PPK. I could be wrong on that. Let me know down in the comments. Decent shine to it. You can bring the hammer back. The top slide can also be pulled back. It's not spring-loaded, so it stays in place. Then some gold detail work on the magazine, as well as some sculpted bullet detail. This is the pistol that goes in the holster on her belt. This one looks like some sort of SIG. There's labels on both sides. They don't really tell me what it is. You can slide back the top section, see the bullet through the ejection port, and remove the magazine. There's that painted bullet detail. And lastly, a full array of fingerless gloved hands. There's painted cuticle detail, decent musculature for the cutouts for the gloves, and there's some sculpted wrinkling on her fingers, as well as the leather sections for the gloves. Then we've got a pepper spray hand and a different finger splayed out one. The thumb is tucked in more on this. 2 trigger finger hands. Are the fingers soft enough to pry them open and pop the pistols in there? Yeah, easy as. You do not need to grab a hairdryer to heat these up first. Taser disc holding hands. There's enough of a gap between the thumb and the forefinger to get the taser discs in there, and they will sit in place with friction. 2 closed fists. Then 2 different relaxed open palm hands. I wish the left one looked more like the right, just because the fingers being curled in more comes across more natural, but I'm not going to complain. At least they're different sculpts. What we're going to do now is get Black Widow herself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. This is a must-have. If you're an MCU fan, if you're an Iron Man 2 fan, if you're a Black Widow fan, get this figure. It might not be perfect. It's very close, but it's not quite there. But everything that it does well, it excels at. The proportions. It's got decent articulation, a decent spread of accessories, that magnetic base, and one of the best female head sculpts I've ever seen from them, with Artisan real wool hair that doesn't need that much work to get it to look good, and moving eyes. Honestly, I don't know why it took them so long to do this, but she's here now and she is sensational. Up close and personal, kicking things off with Black Widow's head sculpt, not on the body yet, still inside the shipping container. The reason why they package Artisan head sculpts like this is simply to protect the hairstyle in transit. If the sculpt was just inside a clam tray, like the body and all of the accessories, then the hairstyle very likely would be ruined while this piece is on its way to you. Now that I've removed it from that clear plastic post, let's install this on the body and discuss. Okay, Hot Toys, I see y'all. You're just flexing at this point. This is easily the best 1/6 scale Scarlett Johansson head sculpt I have ever seen. And they are no strangers to making ScarJo. They have given us so many Black Widows over the years. This head sculpt is the best I've ever seen from them. The skin texture, the subtle rosiness for the cheeks, the way they've done the eye makeup, how it kicks up at the edges, the sculpted eyebrows, the line work on her lips. The likeness is coming through everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect head sculpt. The skin tone is maybe a hair too tan for me, and the hairline isn't the cleanest I've ever seen from them. Especially up front, it looks a little bit choppy. Then again, maybe it's just my copy. Yours could be a lot better than mine. It seriously is that impressive, the head sculpt. I'm not writing off the skin tone thing. It's a couple of shades darker than the prototype, a couple of shades darker than it should be. At least the skin tone and skin texture match between this exposed chest area, the sculpted neck, and the head sculpt, spot on. Let's talk about the Artisan hair. It's got a lot of product in it, and this is right out of the box. I've not done any styling yet. They released a video where they showed how to do that. Apparently, you don't need tools or any water or a product or anything. All you have to do is hold your fingers over the hair and shape it, and the heat from your fingers will activate the product, and that should allow you to tame what's going on at the back. See, it's not bad. I've not seen Iron Man 2 in a while, but I checked reference pictures and her hair was messy looking like this. The flyaways, they're a bit ugly, but the curliness and how it hangs and just sits naturally on her back and around the front, no complaints from me. Now, she's got moving eyes. To get to them, you need to remove the head sculpt. It's on one of those clear plastic neck connectors. Then you can either use the tool, or you can use your finger if you don't have the tool to hand. I've always been a fan of side-eye, as you all know, so let's pop this head sculpt back on the body, do some rapid-fire eye position tests. Oh yeah, 100%. Look at that. Head tilt forward, sculpt at an angle. There is so much life in this sculpt. It's a neutral expression, but it's a neutral expression done well. The facial structure, it looks like she's pursing her lips and her eyes being as wide open as they are. Everything comes together when you move the eyes off to the side. I'm not a huge fan of what I've done here. I just wanted to showcase the versatility of the head sculpt, and because the eye sockets are as big as they are, if you don't have much white showing below the pupils and irises, now she looks worried. So you can alter the expression simply by adjusting her eyes. Back to looking straightforward now, and up a bit, tilting the head sculpt forward. Still, that angle right there, the likeness, 10 out of 10 head sculpt. I have no real complaints, except for the hairline on my copy, and maybe the skin tone. Then again, that might not even bother you. Let's move on to the outfit and the body. It's a brand new body specific to this version of Black Widow. The exposed skin up top, there's some musculature, some anatomy poking through, like the collarbone and everything else that's going on. The shininess for the skin is at odds with the matte finish for the head sculpt. I wish they'd have dulled down the exposed skin so everything would have matched. Her bodysuit is made of a almost screen printed rubbery style fabric that does crease and will get damaged if you have it caught in joints or under extreme stress in dynamic poses for a long period of time. Let me prove it to you. moving the belt down, it started to eat in to the seam for the zipper down the front on her outfit. Luckily, I can bring that up and hide the damage, but the same thing can be said for this belt and the strap down here on her thigh. It's all adjustable, but it digs into that fabric, so something to be aware of when you're posing her. I would go for something more museum long term. She can do dynamic poses, but sparingly instead of all the time, if that makes sense. And the proportions, she fills out the suit. There's no visible ugliness where there shouldn't be, like for joints and whatnot. You can see some joint detail for the elbows. Even that, from a distance, it just disappears. She's got two shield logos on her arms. They're an overlay. They stick out off the surface of the suit. Could they peel off over time? I hope not, but it's a possibility. But for those wondering, the zipper is a faux zipper. Same thing with this one for the pocket down here. You're not meant to be able to open it and expose more of her chest area or her belly or whatever. If you want to open the suit, it's lattice stitched at the back, so you'd need to cut the lattice stitch. Then you can remove the body from the outfit. So the belts are adjustable, as you already know, you can move them around. And I dig this red outline for the hourglass symbol on this upper belt. I never noticed that in the movie, but I've checked reference, it's supposed to be there. There is, however, one pretty big inaccuracy with the suit. All of these raised panel lines, they're meant to be grey. That adds some contrast to the front of the outfit against the navy blue for everything else. Hot Toys made everything navy blue, so there's very little contrast for her bodysuit. Yes, with the Widow Bite bracelets and the belt and the belt buckle, the zip and all that, but the grey lines, they really should be there. Also, what's with the skin tone wrist pegs? They should have been black or they should have been navy blue because the bracelets, they don't fully cover them, so you will see them, especially when you start to move the hands around. If they were a darker color, you never would have seen them. Working holster, as you already know, there's a dry brush over it. The PPK slots in there quite securely, but it's not too tight. You can still remove it. Same thing with the little taser discs. They slot in there. They won't get stuck. You shouldn't have to grab tweezers. They are removable. As you can see, there's some play to them. You might even be able to wedge two in the one pocket. Some asymmetry going on with the design of the legs. We've got a zipper and a pocket on one side. It's a shiny metallic silver for the zip. And it's at an angle. That makes it look so much more believable, as though it's a real zip. It's just sitting there awkwardly. It's not hanging perfectly straight up and down. It's pre-planned, but it almost looks like it isn't. There's no zipper on the other side. Instead, the strap for the thigh holster. Coming down to the boots, they're a single-piece sculpt, but they've done their new thing and made them out of PVC plastic. They're a soft material. They allow you to get almost as much range as a split cut boot, but now you don't have an ugly split cut. This truly is the best of both worlds. They're a darker blue versus the bodysuit. We've got the black buckles and the wrinkling and the leather grain texture with a dry brush over the top. And there's magnets integrated into them, so that's how she connects to the display base. Now, to install the special edition bonus gauntlet, step 1, remove the hand. Step 2, remove the Widow Bite bracelet. Then, ringing it in, straightening up the wrist peg. All you have to do is slide it onto her forearm until it sits in place. This isn't something, like I said in the accessory segment, that I'm ever going to use on my Black Widow. It's there if you want it, maybe for a pose or two, or for some figure photography. For a quick side-by-side comparison, Artisan Black Widow on the left, Avengers 1 Black Widow on the right. We really need an Artisan version of the figure on the right, don't we? Because she's quite dated, the outfit is right on the cusp of cracking. It is going to happen one of these days. That wrinkling on the left shoulder there is making me so nervous. But the proportions for the body, they're nowhere near as good. The likeness with the head sculpt, also not as strong. We don't have moving eyes. And it's the synthetic hair they were using back in the day, not the new Artisan stuff, which is a vast improvement. If they never give us a 2.0 of Avengers 1, will I be happy with the Iron Man 2 release? I hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, I think I will. Oh no, Age of Ultron, what did you do to Black Widow? This might be a step backwards versus Avengers 1. The blue line work on the outfit, all of the armor bits and pieces, the red gauntlets, the shorter hairstyle that's all frizzy and messy. The head sculpt is still solid, that looks like ScarJo, but it just can't compare to what's on the left. I think Winter Soldier was a turning point for Hot Toys and Black Widow. The sculpt looks better, the hair looks better, it's still the synthetic stuff, but it stayed straight over the years. There's a slight curl at the bottom. The outfit has full fabric elements, there's some pleather, but no degradation on my copy. And the proportions are superior versus Age of Ultron as well as Avengers 1. I don't know about this one. Civil War, the outfit is super similar to what we just looked at with Winter Soldier. It's the head sculpt. It's larger versus all of the other ones, so it looks too big on the body. And the hair being as voluminous as it is, it's not held its shape well over the years. It doesn't flatter this figure, is what I'm trying to say. Between these two, no contest. Still the piece on the left. For ages, they were underscaling their female characters. Endgame Black Widow, when she released, was a prime example of that. Far too small to fit in with the rest of the line. They've rectified that with the new Artisan Iron Man 2 one, and I'm so happy they have. See, it's still evident next to our most up-to-date 1/6 scale Black Widow, the Solo movie one. I thought the Solo movie head sculpt was almost a 10, but it doesn't have moving eyes. The sculpted hair is okay for this particular hairstyle, but it doesn't scream iconic Black Widow to me. If I could kit bash a perfect version, the outfit on the right, but the body and the head sculpt on the left, that would be something, but I'm not willing to tear these two figures apart to make that happen. I'll keep them as they are in front of me right now. If you're curious about head swaps, not compatible. We've got a double ball peg with the figure on the right and one of those clear plastic clip connectors on the left. Simply isn't going to happen without some serious modding. Had to adjust the camera because I forgot how tall Tony is in a suit. Seeing as though this is Black Widow from Iron Man 2, here is a suit from that movie, the Mark IV. She was wearing this outfit in the scene where Tony was in the Mark IV at the donut shop, so this sort of works. I will be displaying them together in the collection. Is Tony too tall, or is Black Widow too small? That is the question. I don't think it's Black Widow. I reckon Hot Toys, they overscaled their Iron Man figures, and they're actually still doing it. Going over articulation, starting off with her head sculpt. It's not on the traditional double ball peg that we're used to from them. Instead, it's a ball joint, hinge and swivel, and another ball joint. So there's a lot going on underneath the rubbery neck. Looking forward to there, and it holds. It springs back a hair, but not much. Going up to there, plenty of range for me. Swivel, and some pivot side to side. Arms will go up to there. Suit material is flexible enough to accommodate it. Completely flushed down by her sides, just ignoring the holster on this side. You can see it on the other. Forward and back, friction joints, not ratchets. Butterfly at the shoulder that hinges up and down. Swivel at the bicep. Double bend at the elbow going past 90. Just be careful of that fabric getting caught in the joint. You wouldn't want to leave it stuck in there. You will cause damage. Then for the wrist peg, it's a hinge and swivel. The torso, I'm curious about. Crunching forward to there, that is more range than I was expecting. It doesn't look good, but you can do it. Going back to there, less than forward, swivel, and some pivot side to side. Legs will go forward to there and spring back down because the fabric for the suit is quite rubbery and elastic, and it pushes the leg down as it gets caught in the hip joint. Going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, double bend at the knee, easily going past 90. And then a hinge and swivel inside the single piece soft PVC plastic boots. Good for forward and back, rotation, as well as some ankle tilt because it is plugged into the foot at an angle. Moving on to the 3 cool and 3 annoying things. The first annoying thing is, why the wrist peg skin tone? I thought that you could pull the suit down, cover up the wrist pegs, and then put the hands back on so it wouldn't be a problem. Not the case. The bracelets push the suit back up. in dynamic poses, when you're actuating that wrist joint, you go to see it. It's not very pretty. It's quite ugly, actually. The second annoying thing, check this out. So the entire base is magnetic. That is a huge win for it. But the glossy surface means that Black Widow, she slides around on the base. The magnets aren't the strongest in the world, but if the top platform was frosted, was more of a matte grippy finish, then I think the magnets would have worked a hell of a lot better than they currently do. The third annoying thing is not a deal breaker, something to keep in mind, but I don't think it should put you off buying this. The suit material. They've gone with that dotted, textured, rubbery style fabric, and it looks okay, but her suit, I believe, was smoother in the film, and certain sections look like they're coming unglued on mine. I've never been a fan of this style of suit material, and for some reason, Hot Toys keep coming back to it. The first cool thing is the rooted hair and the killer Scarlett Johansson likeness head sculpt. I can see it everywhere. No matter which way I turn it, that is ScarJo as Black Widow Hot Toys. You all nailed it. The second cool thing, the boots. They not only look good, and they do. Like visually, the leather grain, the stitching, all of it, the dry brush, the buckles. They're single piece sculpts with integrated articulation. This is how you need to do it going forward, Hot Toys. No more single piece solid sculpted boots like with the T1000. I wish they'd have given him boots like these. The third cool thing is all of the little stuff, the scene-specific micro accessories, let's call them, the taser disc, the aux cable, the pepper spray, the pistols, and the Iron Man gauntlet, which doesn't make sense with this version of Black Widow, but it's a special edition bonus anyway. Wrapping up on Hot Toys, Iron Man 2, Black Widow. This figure is great. Actually, that's a weak adjective to use to describe her. She's incredible. The proportions are so good. She looks so real, just standing there, and that real factor is not easy to capture. We've seen them try over and over and over again with all of their previous Black Widows. They haven't failed every single time, but they've certainly failed more times than they've succeeded with Black Widow. This time, they've knocked it out of the park. She doesn't come with the most accessories, she doesn't come with the most exciting base, but they've lent into realism, they've lent into quality, and you can feel it. The unboxing experience, putting everything together, having her standing on that magnetic base, moving the eyes around, something that you can do without really messing up the hair. Thank goodness there's no back head panel you have to take off to move the eyes around. Detach the head sculpt, move them, pop it right back on. If you're in the market for a new Black Widow, you have to get this one. I don't think any of the previous ones stack up to this. It's not just because of the magnet base and the moving eyes, but those two things certainly help set this one apart, because this is the only Black Widow on the market right now with artisan hair and moving eyes. I'm so chuffed with this, Hot Toys. Thank you for going back and making a more obscure look for Black Widow. I'm sure they're going to get to the more iconic ones at some point, such as Avengers 1, and work their way up slowly to Winter Soldier and Civil War. Now, I got my copy of Black Widow from Pop Collectibles at a discount. I've popped the link to their site in the description, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.